Our next speaker took this country someplace it hasn't been for a very long time, and that is to get you to believe in the power of the people, that this is our country, this is our land, these are our patients, these are our people. This country doesn't belong to the corporations, it belongs to us. So tomorrow, by voting yes on Proposition 61, we're going to send a loud message to the pharmaceutical industry and all of the people who were supporting them that were bought off, which is, we're not for sale. California's not for sale. Patients are not for sale. So I could go on and say a million things about Bernie Sanders, but let me just say this, that in the campaign that we had in California, the primary, it was one of the most incredible campaigns, and I'm so sorry, California, that we were so ripped off by the press trying to throw the election in advance, right? Yeah. That's what happened in California. We didn't get a chance, but we will have a chance. We will have a chance, and we'll have a chance at every initiative, every elected. We are solidly, I was asked by CNN yesterday, who do I think should be in the Treasury, who do I think should be wherever? And I said, you know, with the nurses, we're behind one person because we know he'll speak truth to power and never capitulate, never capitulate. And that is Senator Bernie Sanders, right? Okay, so I just want to, since we didn't get to conclude in California, and since I was so angry that day, but at any rate, we would have won in California if the system wasn't rigged. I do want to say that. And I'm unabashedly saying that, and everything you read in WikiLeaks and everything you see just validates everything we felt and knew. We believed in this man. We continue to believe in this man because he believes in America. He believes in the American people. So we're going to go forward. We're going to win 61 tomorrow, and then we are solidly going to work, California, with Bernie Sanders to change this legislature, to change this country, and to make it everything that he talked about, right? So let's feel the burn, right? Bernie Sanders, feel the burn.
Thank you all. And let me begin by saying that if we're going to transform this country, we need a revitalized labor movement. And you are looking at one of the leaders of that revitalized labor movement, Roseann. Thank you, Roseann. It looks like California still believes in a political revolution. And let me be as clear as I can be, Proposition 61 is exactly about the political revolution. Let me thank the AARP here in California. Let me thank Roseann and the Nurses Union. Let me thank the AIDS Healthcare Foundation and the many other organizations who have come together to tell the pharmaceutical industry they are not going to buy this election. Okay, you all know I've been around the country in the last year and a half, and I've seen some pretty crazy things. But one of the craziest things that I have seen is taking place right here, right now. Can you imagine, can you believe that one industry is spending $131 million? I mean, it is unbelievable. You know, I come from a state where people run for governor and they spend $3 million. $131 million paid for by the drug companies to make sure that California and the American people continue to pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. What I want to tell you, and the reason I'm here, is that this Proposition 61, which will lower drug prices in California, is very important for the people of this state, It is very important for the people in 49 other states as well. And here is why. We are the only major country on earth that does not, in one form or another, regulate the price of prescription drugs. What that means is you could walk into a pharmacy tomorrow and ask for a prescription drug that you've been taking for 20 years, and suddenly the pharmacist tells you, well, I'm sorry, they doubled the price, they tripled the price. We've got no legislation to prevent them from doing that. And the reason for that is the pharmaceutical industry has the muscle, has the power, has the money to buy the United States Congress, has the money to buy the legislatures all over this country. And why they are so nervous about what may happen tomorrow is that for the first time in the history of this country, the American people are going to stand up to the drug companies and we're going to beat them. That's what you're going to do. Roseann mentioned what this whole issue is about. And what it is about, and the nurses certainly do know this, but so do whole lots of other people. And that is, we have people today who are sick. They go into the doctor's office, they get a prescription to deal with their illness, but they do not have the money to pay for the outrageous prices of the medicine that they need. Some of those people will get much sicker. Some of them will end up in the emergency room or in the hospital. Some of them will die. And what we are telling the drug companies right now, we are sick and tired of seeing people get sicker and dying because of their greed. That begins to end tomorrow with Proposition 61. And not only have we paid the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs for a very long time, what we are seeing right now is outrageous increases in medicine after medicine after medicine. People who have diabetes have seen a huge increase in insulin. People who deal with allergies have seen a huge increase in the cost of EpiPen. People who are dealing with hepatitis C, you can go out and get a great new medicine if you have hepatitis C. You know how much it costs? $1,000 a pill. The American people are tired of not being able to afford the medicine they need, while at the same time, the 5 major drug companies last year made $50 billion in profit. And as Roseann said, the American people are tired. I see this in Vermont all the time. Old people cutting their pills in half, which is not a good thing to do, but they can't afford the medicine that they need. We are tired of seeing seniors not getting the medicine they need, when last year, the 10 major executives in the pharmaceutical industry made $327 million in compensation. We have, let me just tell you a story that I will never forget. In 1999, when I was in the Congress, I took a busload of women from the state of Vermont who were struggling with breast cancer, working class women. And we went across the Canadian border to Montreal to purchase the medicine that they were taking. And I will never forget the tears coming down their cheeks in Montreal when they purchased the same exact medicine as they were buying in the United States for 1/10 of the price. 1/10 of the price. What Proposition 61 is about is sending a shot that's going to be heard all over this country. And that statement, That statement, and trust me, you pass this proposition, I tell you, without a doubt, we are going to pick it up in the Senate, and we're going to pick it up in Vermont, and we're going to pick it up all over this country. Now, when you take on the drug companies, you are taking on some of the most powerful institutions in this country. It's not only that they have unlimited sums of money, they have well over 1,000 lobbyists in Washington, D.C. to make sure the prices remain high. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars on campaign contributions. What we are dealing here with, among many other things, and you're running right into it, is a corrupt political system and a corrupt economic system. And what that corruption is about is that we have a campaign finance system that allows billionaires and large corporations to buy elections. Well, tomorrow you have the opportunity to strike a major blow against money-buying elections by passing Proposition 61. But what this campaign is also showing us, when the industry is spending $131 million to buy this election, it is telling us that the time is long overdue for overturning this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision. What your campaign here is about, it touches on every issue. It touches on basic morality. Do we believe that it is moral for an industry to charge outrageous prices so that people cannot get the medicine they need to live when sometimes it costs pennies to manufacture that pill? This Proposition 61 is also about an overall healthcare issue. One of the reasons that healthcare costs are going up is because the cost of prescription drugs are going up. And that means there will be many people around this country who cannot afford health insurance, will not be able to get to the doctor. So we are going to tell the pharmaceutical industry that our job as Americans is to guarantee health care to all people as a right. And that we're not going to allow them to drive the cost of health insurance up. And this is also, interestingly enough, boy, you guys are running into it right here on this proposition. You're taking them all on. All of us remember in 2008 what Wall Street did to this country. And what we learned is that what Wall Street did is not only act irresponsibly and recklessly, they acted illegally. And that every single one of the major Wall Street banks has had to pay billions of dollars in fines for their illegal activity. And lo and behold, now we're dealing with the pharmaceutical industry. And guess what? You will not be shocked to learn that virtually every one of the major drug companies in this country has had to pay billions of dollars in fines for illegal activity.
Not enough.
These are the people who have the power today. Tomorrow, you have the power. So on behalf of the elderly people who are cutting their pills in half, on behalf of the children who have chronic illnesses, on behalf of working people all over this country who cannot afford the medicine they desperately need, it is time to take the pharmaceutical industry on. Tomorrow you will give them the first major defeat they have ever experienced. So California, thank you very much. Let's get them tomorrow. Thank you.
Dr. Moro. He's been on the road 27 different places just this week. I like how the Sacramento.